everyone! I'm Kirsten Mbawa and I'm in lower 4.
I'm Aiyven Mbawa and I'm in upper 3rd.
And we both publish books. My book is called Sagas of Anya.
And my book is called Land of the Nurogons.
My book, Sagas of Anya, is set in Victorian times in Cardiff, where Anya lives with her mum and her dad, and she lives a perfectly normal life, until one day life takes a drastic turn for the worse, and she has to move to London where she works as a scullery maid and faces a whole new challenge completely.
My book, Land of the Nurogons, is about an ordinary boy called Hayden, and on the way to his friend's house, he hears something in the distance and he starts running. All of a sudden, he falls down into a black hole and enters into a new dimension. Little does he know, with the help of a few friends, he has to try to save this world or all will be lost.
Now we're going to tell you a bit about our book journey. So we most likely got our love for reading and writing from our grandpa, who loved to read and write as well. We might have also gotten it from our granduncle, who had his own newspaper and he was a journalist. Our mum and dad also made sure we were well read when we were younger, so we probably got it from that as well.
So to start off the publishing of our books, we entered the BBC 500 word competition. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but we turned those 500 words into tens of thousands.
After that, we made our own YouTube channel, Bower Book Reviewers, where we review books from different authors, and it's a really fun channel, so you should go check it out. Our books are self-published, and you may or may not know that self-publishing comes with many challenges. A few of them are finding our own editor, our own illustrator, and our own cover designer. When we found our own illustrator, it took a long time for me to get the characters I had in my head to the illustrator to make sure she knew exactly how I wanted them. And we spent a long time going to and fro, making sure they looked perfect. With our editor, we also had to make sure that we had everything right in our books, and we had to send it back to him a lot of times for him to edit our first draft, our second draft, and even our third drafts. And for our cover designer, we just had to make sure we had the right image in our head on the front of the book.
Some other challenges with writing are when you come home and you think you could just chillax, maybe have a cup of tea or something, then you remember you have a book to write. So it's a bit tiring coming home, wanting to watch TV or play a game or something like that. But you have to continue writing, maybe even write couple thousand words. And it's just really hard, but in the end, it is really rewarding.
Since my book is a Victorian book and it's set in a whole different country in Cardiff, I had to make sure that I had all the right Welsh words, I had all the right foods, all the right things they'd used back then, and just all the right terms.
In case you didn't know, self-publishing costs a lot of money because you don't have those things that a publishing house would normally cover. So to help out with our funds, we set up a Kickstarter campaign. And Kickstarter is a crowdfunding website, and you can get people to back your campaign and help you reach the target for your campaign. So we publicised this and we spread it across social media, contacted friends and family, and luckily we exceeded our intended goal, and it was really amazing because a lot of people we didn't even know were backing our campaign. So that was really nice to see that it had worked. And it was just a really good feeling to, succeed with our Kickstarter campaign and not have that worry anymore.
Our first media appearance was on the Chronicle and Echo from a journalist who'd actually seen our Kickstarter campaign and arranged an interview with us. With self-publishing, the work never stops. Even when you receive the books in your hands, you still have to do all the marketing. When we'd exceeded our Kickstarter goal, we had to go out and look for a printing company to print our copies of the book to send to our Kickstarter backers. But when we went to find a printing company, and it was quite hard to do in the heart of lockdown, because lockdown had just started then, they printed my book on the wrong paper. It was supposed to be cream like you see here, cream coloured paper, but they printed it on white paper. So we had to reprint all the copies that we had for our Kickstarter backers, and that took quite a while since it was in lockdown and everything had to be kept quite safe. But we didn't have to repay, which is quite good.
Another challenge with publishing our books was my book, you can't tell, but it's embossed. So that's basically when if you run your finger over the book, the writing kind of stands out. So it's kind of a bit 3D. And it's really hard to find a printing company that will emboss your book. So the company we found didn't have the embossing facility. So they had to find another company who did so. So that also delayed trying to get the copies of the books through that kind of three-way line. But eventually we did, and our backers were so understanding and they were fine with the delay and they got their books eventually.
Of course, with writing our own books though, there were many joys along the way.
The biggest one being money.
Yeah, that's quite true, but there were also many other joys, like seeing our books on Amazon when we typed ourselves up, or going onto Google and seeing our books on there. It just doesn't feel real because you normally see big authors like Rick Riordan, David Williams or Jacqueline Wilson on apps like that. But when we go and look at our books, it just makes us feel really good about ourselves.
Another joy about publishing our books was seeing the people's faces. And you know, when we say, yeah, we've written books, we just say it casually, like, oh, we've written books. But people are like, wow, it's amazing. And it's just really good to see how other people react. And also being on things like Chronicle and Echo, BBC Lookies, BBC Three Counties, and maybe even on The Week Junior. So being on things like that, it just makes us feel really happy because, you know, two girls, you wouldn't really expect to see them on things like that. So us being on that, it's really nice to see.
The success of our books led to us trying to think of something special we could add into our books. We came up with a subscription box.
This box is called
Happier Every Chapter.
We saw that around social media, subscription boxes had been taking a lead in the marketing business. So we tried out a subscription box for ourselves, more specifically a book box.
Each month's box is themed, so this theme is Christmas since it is December. In our box we have 2 books that will relate to that month's theme,
2 short stories written by us and activities to match with them,
bookish treats,
and other surprises that we don't want to tell you about.
There will also be activity sheets, as Aiyven said, which you can write on and enter in the competition we will have in our subscription box Facebook group. And if you win the competition, you will get a prize in your next box. Happy Every Chapter comes with 4 different plans. You can get the 1-month plan, our 3-month plan, our 6-month plan, or our 12-month plan. With each plan, you get various different discounts.
This is last month's box, and inside here, we actually have the book High Rise Mystery by Shana Jackson. If you remember back in October for Black History Month, we had Shana Jackson on a Zoom call at school and she talked a bit about her book. So we had a different live at home with her, me and Kirsten and Shana Jackson, and you can watch a replay of that on our YouTube channel, Bauer Book Reviewers. Now I'm going to open this box, and it's not anything surprising because this is last month's box, so this isn't anything new, but we can show you the basis of what you get in our boxes. First, there is a USB reading light. So this counts as one of our bookish treats. And this is really good for reading at night if you like to read before you sleep. And here are our 2 short stories from last month. And as you can see, there are some activities in there. And this is one of the 2 books we include. So here is High Rise Mystery by Shana Jackson. We won't show you any more though because we don't want to give too much away. And this month's box is on its way.
If you're interested in how last month's box looked, don't worry, you can still order it on our website up to December the 12th. We also, as Aiyven told you, have a new subscription box, our December box, and it's themed Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reader, which I think is quite a catchy name. And we're going to give you a sneak peek of some of the stuff inside. So we have some fun Christmassy pens, we have some Christmassy bath salts, and some stickers.
We also have this month's book, one of the 2 books, but I'm afraid I'll have to hide the title because we should really be revealing this year.
I hope this has helped you find out more about our book journey. But if you want to learn more about us, you can head over to our YouTube channel, Bauer Book Reviews. Make sure you subscribe. Our Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at Bauer Books.
You can also head over to our website, www.bowerbooks.co.uk. And if you are an NHS pupil and purchase one of our books, you will receive a signed copy of our books, a personalised postcard, and a free bookmark. So I definitely head over there if I were you.
Thank you guys for watching this assembly, and if this has inspired you to write, make sure you go for it.
Bye!